this is the dream plot. So in an ideal world, we'd have 30-inch twin, 60 twin, 90 singles, which I really can't imagine, but that's what the seed rep that said if I had $1 million, that's what I'd do. And then 90-inch twin. And then it would, so that to do that takes 120-foot wide swath for each rep. And that's, and even that's one population, and we've been talking about population here. And then make the swath 120-foot long with a 10-foot alley, so it's about 110 foot. So we get our desired 100-foot long plot, and then you replicate it with 10 different seed varieties. So this is like the mother of all seed plots for wide row stuff. And I actually said, well, it's probably going to take me 3 or 4 days to plant that, because there is an enormous amount of changing of the planter width and the varieties as you go across this thing. And then the harvesting would just take a long time. It wouldn't be hard, but and I actually proposed this to a grower I'd worked with previously that had really good ground, big, large commercial grower. And I thought it was a done deal, because he'd been very good about letting me have ground and all that in the past. And he finally said, "No, Bob, I don't know. I don't think you're going to go anyplace. This stuff's never going to be mainstream, so I don't think we want to do that," which disappointed me. But anyhow, I survived. So this would be the execution sequence. This would be where the good data is, Leroy. You'd like this? So you only harvest the center section. There's all kinds of border. You throw away half the field because it's all boundary conditions. But in the right field, this would be a really awesome plot. And you notice I don't have an ID for the plot, and I don't even have a year for the plot. But and Zach, to your question, if we do a good job this year on the guy that's letting me do my simple test, I would expect he would be willing to host maybe me doing a plot like this on his good ground. And I wouldn't waste the time doing this kind of a complex plot on ground that I didn't think was really good, because you can write PhD theses on the data that would come out of this plot. There's just so much there with all the varieties, all the spacings, and all of that. This is not something a regular grower would ever think about doing, but it's the sort of stuff that a seed company should be interested in doing. Maybe you could set up a collaboration where each seed company gets to provide a couple of varieties and a couple of $100,000 to go with the varieties and be in the game. But they frankly don't see this as a serious enterprise until there's a little more going on. And ideally, you'd have 2 different solar orientations. Ideally, you'd look at different populations. It's a big freaking deal. It needs to be in good ground. And so this is getting recorded, and this will go out there on at least on my YouTube channel or whatever. And maybe somebody out there will take the bait, but I'm not going to hold my breath. And that's all I have to say about that.